guys, welcome. My name is Tennessee. Today we are in our week 4 out of 4 of Birds of Paradise. So if you haven't done weeks 1, 2, and 3, I ask you to pause, go back, do the weeks 1, 2, and 3, and then work your way into the week 4. Now I'm breaking down my vinyasa flows in a 4-week progression to a peak pose. So again, this is your week 4 of Birds of Paradise. We'll move on to something else after this. But we are building off of weeks 1, 2, and 3. Today we will flow through into your Birds of Paradise from extended side angle as well as malasana. So you get 2 ways to come into it. So take what you need, take breaks, take water, do whatever you need for your body. Don't feel like you have to come into that deepest expression today. You don't. You can take it as you need to and progress as you need to. So you can always stop and do this over and over until you feel like you're comfortable enough to come into the peak progression. I've been doing yoga for years, 10 plus years. And I still have a hard time lengthening my hamstrings. So when we come up into that Birds of Paradise, will my leg be completely straight? No, it won't. And I'm totally fine with that. It's a practice. It's always a practice. It's always a journey. So take take what you need and let go of the rest. Don't beat yourself up. Don't compare yourself. Know that you are in this practice where you're at for your own reason and on your own journey. So with that said, I always start my classes with a chakra clearing. If you don't know what chakras are, there's 7 energy sources throughout your body. They start at the base of your spine and they work their way up to the crown of your head. So I just want you to check in, notice what feels good, get out of your head, get into your body, whether that be through the posture or your breath. So we're going to start on our backs today in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So come all the way down, bring the soles of your feet together, your knees out wide. Now if you have blocks, feel free to use those throughout your practice today. If you don't have blocks, but you want to use something, you can use books around the house. You can bring pillows in. You can use anything that kind of elevates the earth up to support you. Of course, you can always do this without any equipment as well. So, soles of your feet together, knees out wide, work your way all the way onto your backs. Now, you're going to be here for the first few minutes of class, so if you feel you need to place blocks underneath your knees, you can do that, or into your hips, you can do that. Otherwise, you can also bring your knees into your midline, modified bridge with your tailbone down. You can lay in your Shavasana, legs straight out in front of you. Do whatever feels good for you. I just want you to settle in or surrender into your upper body as we go through the chakra clearing. So go ahead and get comfortable. And then close your eyes. Inhale, completely fill up your lungs. Audible exhale, let that go. Let's do that again. Inhale, completely fill up. Audible exhale, release. See if you can surrender a little bit further onto your mat, releasing any tension in through your back, your hips, your knees, your ankles, your feet. Now this time, inhale through your nose. Find a constriction in the back of your throat. And then exhale through your nose. This is your Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhaling through your nose, and then exhaling through your nose. See if you can make your inhale the same length as it is your exhale with the same intensity. And I want you to carry this breath throughout your practice today, through each posture, through each movement, as we go through. Now just start to clear your mind. Bring your focus, your energy, your awareness to the base of your spine, to your root chakra, your first chakra. This is your I am space. This is your foundation, your safety, your security. This is where everything starts. Just check in, notice what feels good, notice if any discomfort. On your inhale, bring your focus, your energy, awareness into your second chakra, the space below your belly button, your sacral. Your I feel space, where you house your emotions, your desires, your sexuality, also known as your mother womb. Okay, now gently guide your energy up into your third chakra, the space above your belly button, your solar plexus, your I do space. This is what drives you, where your passions, your creativity, your power all lie. Slowly bring your energy into your fourth chakra, your heart. Your I love space, your space of relationships, self-acceptance, and unconditional love. Now guide your energy into your 5th chakra, your throat. Your eyes speak space, space of communication, your truth. Now move your energy up into your 6th chakra, the space just between your eyebrows. Your eyes see space, your space of intuition, your 3rd eye. And then finally, take your focus, your energy awareness all the way above your head to your 7th chakra, your crown chakra. Your I understand space, your path to enlightenment. I want you to draw your energy all the way down to the base of your spine and then inhale it through the 7 chakras to the crown of your head. Notice if anything gets stuck, of any discomforts, or if it feels good. Work to bring your focus, your energy, your awareness to those areas throughout your class today. One big clearing breath in. Audible exhale, let that go. Nice work, guys. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. Just draw your knees up into your chest. Circle your knees opposite one another. In and out, let that go. Releasing any tension through the small of your back, through your hips. Now slowly lower the soles of your feet down just outside your sitting bones. Your knees are up. Take your left ankle on top of your right knee. Left ankle on top of right. Find a reclined figure 4. So just hug your right knee up and in. You can relax your right foot, flex your left toes back, pull your left knee forward. Try to open up the hip a little bit further. Extend through the crown of your head. Just breathe. Now slowly release your left leg long to the top of your mat. Keep hugging your right knee up and in. Take it outside your rib cage, back up into your shoulder, Ardha Appanasana, half wind relieving. Now work your way into a half heavy baby. Send the sole of your right foot up as you draw your knee down. Plug your shoulder blade back and down. Now option to ground through your left hip by placing your hand on top of your hip and press down your thigh. You can also just bend your knee here if this is too much to start. Now slowly release your right leg down to the top of your mat. On your inhale, use your core. Hug both knees up into your chest. Find your Appanasana, wind relieving pose. Now option to reach for opposite elbows for a deeper compression. Slowly lower the soles of your feet down just outside your sitting bones. And then take your right ankle on top of left knee. Find your reclined figure 4, so hug your left knee up and in. Now flex your right toes back, pull your right knee forward, relax your left foot. Slowly release your right leg long to the top of your mat. Take your left knee outside your rib cage, back up into your shoulder. Ardha Appanasana, half wind relieving pose. Then work your way into a half happy baby. Send the sole of your left foot up. Draw your knee down. Plug your shoulder blade back and down. Go ahead and release your left leg long to the top of your mat. Inhale, Appanasana. Hug both knees up into your chest. This time, rock and roll front to back, the length of your spine, the length of your mat. And then cross at your ankles and work your way to a tabletop. So ground your feet down the blades of your feet, plant your hands, and just draw your feet back behind. Stacking your hips to your knees, shoulders stacked to your wrist. Belly button pulls into spine. Now option to ground through the tops of your feet, option to tuck your toes under. Inhale, cow pose, gaze up, bellies down. Exhale, cat, tuck in, round up, pull your hip bones up to your rib cage, dome up through your shoulder blades. Now your fingers are spread wide. You always want to have your fingers spread wide to grip your mat. You want to have an active fingers, so try not to keep your fingers close together. even in a downward facing dog and through all postures. Inhale, cow pose, gaze up, belly's down. Exhale, cat, tuck in, round up. Maybe add movement side to side, left to right, barrel rolls. Do what feels good for you and your body. Let's do one more round here. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Slowly work your way back to a neutral spine. Now extend your right leg long behind, flex your right toes back towards your shin, pull your pinky toe back down. So you want to keep your right hip bone pointing down towards your mat. Reach your left arm forward. Your thumb is up, palm faces in. Inhale, lengthen, extend, reach. Exhale, drag your elbow to your knee and hold. Inhale, lengthen, extend, reach. Exhale, bring it in. Let's do one more here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Slowly lower your left knee down, draw your right knee down, and then switch it out. Extend your left leg long behind. Now pull your right arm forward, thumb faces up. Keep your left hip bone pointing down. Inhale, lengthen, extend. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, reach, extend, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. One more round. Exhale, pull in. Slowly work your way back to your tabletop. Now inhale, right arm extends up, gaze up. Exhale, thread your needles. Send your right arm underneath your left, draw your right cheek down. Now option to extend your left arm all the way up to the top of your mat. Option to take your left leg out to your left side in line with your hip. Inhale, slowly bring everything back into your midline. Plant your left hand down, draw your left knee in. Inhale, right arm extends up, gaze up, find wrist circles forward and back. Exhale, tabletop. Now switch it out. Inhale, left arm extends up, gaze up. Exhale, send it through, thread your needle. Left arm sweeps underneath right, draw your left cheek down. Option to reach your right arm all the way up to the top of your mat. Option to extend your right leg out in line with your hip. Good work, guys. Inhale, come all the way back into your midline. Draw your right knee in. Sweep your left arm up, gaze up, hold here. Find wrist circles forward and back. Exhale, tabletop. Now just turn your fingers back towards your knees. You want to stretch out your wrists, stretch out your forearms. Again, if you have your toes tucked under, you can shift forward and back. You could just hold back. Feel that stretch. That's very intense. Just rock and let that go. One more breath. Go ahead and place your fingers forward. Find your tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees 2 inches off your mat. Find a tabletop hover. Belly button pulls into spine, activating the core here. Load into the shoulders. Your fingers are spread wide. Take your knees out and in. Try not to bounce your hips. Feel that core control in your low belly. Give me 4, 3, 2, downward facing dog, and 1. Lift your tailbone all the way up. Draw your heels down towards your mat. Gaze between your feet, torso to your thighs. Now you can bend your knees as much as you need to here. The goal here is to lengthen through the crown of your head, lengthen your spine. Not necessarily pulling your heels down, although if you've got that, let that feel good. Find the external rotation through your inner thighs. You're grounding through your first finger and your thumb. Now inhale, come up on your tippy toes, roll into your high plank and hold. So stack your shoulders to your wrists, hips in line with your shoulders, bellies draw in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now notice the difference between my hands and feet from my high plank to my down dog. My hands and feet do not move, so you want them the same in both postures. So if you're adjusting, keep that the same. Inhale, come back up onto your tippy toes, roll into your high plank, hold it here. Draw your knees down to a hover. Pull your torso back towards your thighs, find bear pose, arms are straight. Inhale, lift your tailbone high, exhale, roll forward. Draw your knees down to a hover, bear pose. Find the fluid motion on your own. Just Just warming up the spine, letting that feel good into your body. You take it as slow or as fast as you need. Give me one more here, and then work your way into your high plank and slowly lower all the way down to your bellies. Untuck your toes, ground through the tops of your feet, through your hip bones. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. So just lift your chest up, barely weight into your hands. Hug your elbows back, shoulders melt away. Exhale, slowly lower. Let's do that again. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Lift up, hug back. Exhale, slowly lower. This time, inhale, Cobra Locust. Your hands and feet lift up off your mat. Ground through your hip bones and the soft part of your belly. Now, option to stay here. Option, down locust. Bring your hands to the small of your back. Lift up. Take your gaze slightly ahead. Keep lifting up. One more breath. Exhale, slowly release. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Come up onto your knees. Lift your tailbone high. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. One more breath. Now take your gaze to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Uttanasana, forward fold. Ragdoll pose, reach for opposite elbows. Sway your bodies left to right. Nod your head yes or no. Maybe scoop the energy into your midline. Let your head hang heavy. Let your upper body hang. Bend your knees as much as you need to. One more breath. Draw your hands down towards your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Your belly button pulls into spine, shoulders melt away from your ears. So try not to dump down here. This will hurt your low back. You want to engage the core, draw your torso down, extend through the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Arms sweep all the way up. Exhale, draw your hands down to your heart center. Inhale, exhale, Tadasana. Nice work, guys. Now inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, Swan Dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hand. Your right foot steps back behind. Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Drop your right knee down and tuck your right toes. Stack your left knee on top of your left ankle. Inhale, arms sweep up. Pull your hips down and forward, chest is lifted. Good, exhale, half splits. Send your hips back to stack to your back knee. Flex your front toes towards your shin. Lead with your torso to the top of your thigh. Now option for blocks underneath your hands to bring the ground up. Breathe. Feel this in your hammy tie-in. Give one more breath. Good, now exhale, plant your left toes down, ground through your left foot, tuck your back toes under, frame your front foot with both hands, lift your right knee up, step back to your high plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes under, lift your tailbone high, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right heel rises. Exhale, Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Step to the inside of your right hand, left knee draws down, right knee stacks to your front ankle, arms sweep up. Pull your hips down and forward, chest is lifted. Exhale, plant your hands, frame your front foot, tuck your back toes under, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, exhale, Tadasana. Nice work, guys. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep up. Exhale, Swan Dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hand, left foot steps back. Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Your back knee drops, front knee stacks. Inhale, arms sweep up. Pull your hips down and forward, chest is lifted. Exhale, half splits. Send your hips back to stack, flex your toes towards your shin. Lead with your torso to the top of your thigh. Now breathe. Option for the blocks underneath your hands to bring the ground up. Or whatever you have around the house. Give one more breath. Good, go ahead and plant your right toes down, frame your front foot with both hands, lift through your back knee, step back to your high plank, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left heel rises. Exhale, Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Your back knee drops, front knee stacks, arms sweep up. Pull your hips down and forward, chest is lifted. This time, look up, palms to touch, find a small back bend. Good, exhale, plant your hands, frame your front foot, tuck your back toes under, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, exhale, Tadasana. Nice, guys. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Look up, palms to touch, and then bring your hands to the small of your back. Find a bind to the small of your back. So interlace your fingers, bring your toes to touch, squeeze your inner thighs, activate your glutes. Puff your chest forward, take your gaze slightly up and back. Exhale, forward fold with your bind. Bend your knees as much as you need to. If you have shoulder mobility, work your arms above your head. Breathe. One more breath. Exhale, release your bind. Draw your hands down towards your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Now step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Knees and hips lift up off your mat, arms are straight, gaze ahead. Don't take your gaze up. You want to extend through the crown of your head. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe, let that go. Pull your belly button into spine. Activate your Mula Bandha and your Uddiyana Bandha. So your root and your belly lock. You have one more breath. Take your gaze to the top of your mat. Step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Arms sweep up, look up. Take your palms to touch. Exhale, find the bind to the small of your back. Inhale, puff your chest forward. Exhale, forward fold with your bind. Draw your torso to the top of your thighs. Work your arms above your head. One more breath. Exhale, release your bind. Draw your hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant down, send it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog, warrior cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Nice, guys. If at any time you want to skip a vinyasa and go straight to your downward dog, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to take as many breaks as you need. I want you to listen to your body. Take your gaze back to the top of your mat, step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. So Utkatasana, toes to touch, knees to touch. Squeeze your inner thighs, your tailbone draws back, belly's in, chest is lifted, arms are strong. Now sink your tailbone back and down. If your knees are shifting forward, draw your tailbone back. You want your knees behind your big toes. Good. Now look up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right heel rises. Open up your hip, stack your hips. Your shoulders are square to the top of your mat. Try not to open up your shoulder or your right side. Pull that shoulder back down. Just feel that stretch through your right side body. And one more breath. Exhale, square your hip. Bring your knee to your nose and hold. Round up to your shoulder blades, activate the low core. Inhale, three-legged dog. Sweep your right heel high. Exhale, step it through to your right hand. Step your back foot into a 45, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Soft bend into your front knee. Your back foot's grounded. Hip shoulders are square at the top of your mat. Arms are strong. So if your back heel's lifted, pull your heel down and then square your hips. Nice work, guys. Exhale, plant your hands, send it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left heel rises. Now open up your hip, stack your hips, your shoulders are square. Breathe. Exhale, square your hip, bring your knee to your nose and hold. Round up through the shoulder blades, belly's in. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, warrior one. Back foot's grounded, front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square, arms are strong. Exhale, plant your hands, send it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe, let that go. Nice flow, guys. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna take it breath to movement. So take your gaze back to the top of your mat. Separate jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Uttanasana. Toes to touch, knees to touch. Squeeze your inner thighs. Elbow draws back, belly's in. Chest is lifted, arms are strong. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant down, step or jump, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right heel rises. Open up your hips, stack your hips, breathe. Exhale, square your hip, knee to nose, hold. Inhale, three-legged. Sweep your right heel high. Exhale, step through, warrior one. Back foot's rounded, front knee stacks. Exhale, plant your hands, send it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left heel rises. Open up your hips, stack your hips. Square your hip, bring your knee to your nose, hold. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, step through, warrior one. Back foot's rounded, front knee stacks, arms sweep up. Exhale, plant it down, sit it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog, warrior cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ooh, breathe. Now come all the way down to a child's pose. Bring your knees down, toes to touch. Just draw your third eye down. Reach, extend to the top of your mat. Let that go. Maybe shift side to side. Waking up your hips. And find stillness. Check back into your body. Notice where you're still carrying your tension. See if you can connect your breath to be able to move that energy through. Good, now just walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Take your left hand on top of your right, and then draw your left shoulder down to the middle of your mat. Inhale, slowly come back through your midline. Exhale, take it over to your left side. Right hand on top of left. Pull your shoulder back down. Good. Inhale, come all the way back into your midline. Now roll forward. And then tuck your toes under, lift your tailbone high, find a downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Take your gaze to the top of your mat. Bring your thumbs close together to the middle of your mat. Now step or jump Malasana Yogi Squat. Bend in your knees, then you can just step your right foot out to a 45 and meet your left, or you can jump forward, find your way into your Malasana. Now elbows to the inside of your knees, thumbs to your chest, extend through the crown of your head. Try not to dump down here, try not to round up through the shoulders. You want to extend and lengthen, activating your Mula Bandha, your root lock, and belly button pulls into spine. Another option, if you have a block or you have books or you have pillows, you can always just come and sit on your block and hold it here. You're still working, you're still doing the exact same work here, you're opening up through the groin. Breathe. If you want to take it further, lift your hips 2 inches. Reach your arms forward, shoulders melt away. Now shift your hips side to side. Extend through the crown of your head, activate the low belly. You've got 4, 3, 2, hold your midline, and 1. Drop your right shoulder inside your right knee. Plant your right hand back behind your right ankle. You'll see why we do this when we go into birds. Now open up your left side body. Good, now option to stay here, option for the half or the full bind. If you've got the half bind, bring your left hand to the small of your back. If you've got the full bind, work your left hand to the inside of your right hip, and then lift your tailbone and grab the bind. Lower back down. Breathe. Keep opening up through your chest, gaze up over your left shoulder. Good, inhale, whatever variation you're in, bring it back into your midline. And then exhale, switch it out. Drop your left shoulder Inside your left knee, plant your left hand back behind your left ankle. Open up your right side body. Option to stay here, option for the half or the full bind. Take your gaze up over your right shoulder, breathe here. Inhale, pull everything back into your midline. Hands to prayer position to your heart center. Good, now plant your hands, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Krishnasana. Let that go, breathe, pedal out your feet. Inhale, right heel rises. Exhale, low lunge. Step to the inside of your right hand. Bring your front foot with both hands. Now shift forward and back with the ball of your left foot for 4, 3, 2, 1. Push forward. Back heel is stacked to the ball of my foot. And then plant both hands to the inside of your right foot. Draw your left knee down and tuck your left toes. You're pulling your hips down and forward. Keep hugging your right knee in. Now option to stay lifted onto your palms. Option to come all the way down to your forearms. Option for a block if you've got it. Make sure that your front knee is stacked to your ankle. If your foot is back behind and your knee's pulling forward, see if you can just step your right foot a little bit forward toward the top of your mat to stack your knee. Now if you're down to your forearms, lift back up to your palms. Find a twisted dragon. Heel toe your right foot out to a 45. Come onto the blade of your right foot. Gently press your knee out as you take your gaze up over your right shoulder. Option for the King Arthur. Reach back. With your right hand, grab the outside blade of your left foot and pull it up into your glute. If this is too much, stay here. If you have a strap, you can work a strap around your foot and pull it in. You can also hold your foot up and energetically work it towards your glute without holding it with your hand if that's too much. Eventually you'll get there. You have one more breath. Go ahead and release your back foot, heel toe your front foot to the middle of your mat. Find a half splits. Shift your hips back to stack to your back knee, flex your front toes towards your shin. You've been here before. Now I want to work on a bind. So, option to stay where you're at if this is pretty intense for you. Otherwise, work on dropping your right shoulder inside your right thigh. Now, you can bend your knee here, you can plant the sole of your foot down, drop your right shoulder, plant your right hand back behind, and then shift back. Now, it's okay if you have a soft fit into your right knee, it's okay if your leg is straight or bent. Work for your bind here, so open up your left side. Work for the half. You got it. Go ahead and take that full bind. And then work to straighten out your right leg. This is quite an intense bind here. Quite an intense stretch in the hamstring. So take it as you can, as you need. Don't feel like you have to go in the full expression. One more breath. Good. Exhale, release your bind. Frame your front foot. Ground through your right leg or right foot. Tuck your back toes under. Lift through your left knee. Open up. Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. So cartwheel your hands open. Now you're grounding through the blade of your back foot. Your front knee stacks to your front ankle. Work for the heel to heel. Heel to arch alignment. Gaze on your front middle finger. Find the external rotation through your upper thigh. Inhale, reverse your warrior 2. Reach your right arm up and back, left arm down. Exhale, Trikonasana. Straighten out your right leg, cartwheel your right hand to the inside of your calf. Work your shoulders back to stack. Lift up with the external oblique. So try not to dump down here, but lift up. Point your big toe down. Now option for a block. You've got it underneath your hand to bring the ground up. If you want to shorten your stance, just shorten your stance and step in. Do what feels good for you and your body. Give one more breath. Good. Exhale, wide forward fold. Go ahead and turn your right toes in. Draw your hands down to the side edge of your mat. And then walk your hands shoulder width distance in between your feet. Torso in between your thighs, crown your head down. Now you can take your stance as wide as you need to here. See if you can pull your crown of your head down further to your mat. You can do side lunges, side bends, whatever feels good in your body. Good, one more breath. Now inhale, walk your hands back to the side edge of your mat. You can toe your feet in a little closer. You can star pose, reach all the way up. Turn your feet out to a 45, and then draw down to a goddess. Sink your tailbones straight down. Knees are stacked to ankles. Externally rotate through your upper thigh. Your shoulders are stacked to your hips. Now can you lift and lower? Find the pulse. Keep externally rotating through the upper thighs. Try to keep your knees stacked to your ankles. You've got 4, 3, 2, hold it low, and 1. Now reach your arms out to the side. Shift your torso side to side. Activate the external obliques. Keep your legs where they're at. Keep sinking low. You've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2 to the top of your mat. Wrap through the blade of your foot, sink into your front thigh. This time, reach, extend forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Combo your right hand to the inside of your ankle. Now, take your left hand straight up, over, or let's work for the binds here. So take your left hand to the small of your back or to the inside of your right thigh. If you touch the inside of your right thigh, drop your right shoulder and reach back and grab your hand for the bind. Work your shoulders back to stack. Now work your way into Birds of Paradise. Take your gaze to the top of your mat. Step forward with your left foot. Come up onto your right tippy toe. Load into your left leg, soften into your left knee. Squeeze your shoulder blades, your rhomboids together. You're lifting with your core here. You're not lifting with the upper body. So activate the core, lift up, keep squeezing, and then option for the extension. So extend your right heel high. Again, I don't have flexible hamstrings, so the extension is quite extensive for me. Whatever variation you're in is exactly where you need to be. Slowly work your way back down. Plant your right foot down, step your left foot back. And warrior 2 legs. And then release your bind, work your way back to a warrior 2. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Back heel lifts. Front knee stacks, the shoulders are square. Exhale, plant it down, extend it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Woo, let that go. Breathe. Nice work, guys. Pedal out your feet, find your breath. Now inhale, left heel rises. Exhale, low lunge. Step to the inside of your left hand. Frame your front foot with both hands. Push forward and back with the ball of your right. Give me 4, 3, 2, 1. Push forward, lower your back knee and tuck your back toes. Play both hands to the inside of your left foot. Dragon lunge. Now keep hugging your left knee in. Option to come all the way down to your forearms. Option for your block. Option to stay lifted. Whatever works for you. Breathe. Now if you're down to your forearms, lift back up. And then exhale, find a twisted dragon. Heel toe your left foot out to a 45 on the blade of your left foot. Keep pulling your hips down and forward. Gently press your knee out as you take your gaze up over your left shoulder. Option for the King Arthur. Reach back, grab the outside blade of your right foot, pull it up into your glute. You want to keep off the top of your back knee. So seeing if you can pull those hips further down. You can also place blocks underneath your hand to bring the ground up underneath your back knee if that helps. Give one more breath. Release your back foot, heel toe your front foot to the middle of your mat. Find your half splits. So send your hips back to stack. We've been here before. We're working on the bind here. Drop your left shoulder inside your left thigh. Now you have options. Bend your knee, plant the sole of your foot down, drop your shoulder further, reach back with your left hand, open up through your right side body. If you're here, stay here. If you've got the bind, take your bind, and then work your legs straight. Now one leg might be tighter than the other. My left side is way tighter than my right, so this is all I can do. And that's okay, that's totally normal. You have one more breath. Release your bind. Woo. Bring your front foot, lower your left foot down. Now, tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee. Open up, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Keep sinking into your front thigh. Externally rotate your upper thigh, grab through the blade of your back foot. Work for that heel to heel arch alignment. Inhale, reverse your warrior two. Left arm reaches up, right arm reaches back. Breathe, stretch. Exhale, Trikonasana. Straighten out your left leg. Cartwheel your left hand to the inside of your calf. Work your shoulders back to the stack. Create space with the external oblique in the top of your thigh. Breathe here. Draw your big toe down. One more breath. Good. Exhale, Prasarita Padasana, wide forward fold. Just turn your left toes in. Hinge from your hips. Draw your hands down to the side edge of your mat. Now walk your hands shoulder width distance in between your feet, torso to your thighs, crown of the head down. And you can add any movement side to side, left to right. If you want to add a bind here, add a bind to the small of your back. You can work on twisting right to left. You can work on a tripod headstand if that's in your practice. One more breath. Good, now slowly come back to your midline, whatever variation you're in. Walk your hands to the side edge of your mat. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess. Turn your feet out to a 45. Sink your tailbone straight down. Shoulders stacked to hips. Externally rotate your upper thighs. Pulse, lift and lower. Give me 4, 3, 2, hold it low, and 1. Reach your arms out to the side, palms face me. Now can you shift your torso side to side? Activate the core, breathe, give me 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant both hands on top of your thighs, revolve your goddess. Drop your right shoulder into your midline, keep your right arm straight, take your gaze up over your left. One more breath. Good, inhale, bring everything back into your midline and switch it out. Drop your left shoulder, take your gaze up over your right. Inhale, slowly come back into your midline. Inhale, star pose, reach all the way up. Exhale, warrior two to the top. Shift forward with your upper body. Exhale, extended side angle. Now, place your left hand to the inside of your ankle. Work your right arm up, over, or work for the half bind or full bind. If you can touch the inside of your left thigh, you've got that full bind. Drop your shoulder, reach back. Now work your way into your birds of paradise. Gaze to the top of your mat. Step forward with your right foot. Come up onto your left tippy toes, load into your right leg, soften into your right knee, squeeze shoulder blades together. Your belly button pulls in, hinging from the hips. Lift up with the core. Find your balance, find your control. And then extend is your final move. Breathe. Now slowly come back the way you came. Plant your left foot down, send your right foot back. Work your way into your bound warrior or extended side angle. Release your bind, inhale, warrior two. Breathe in, good. And then exhale, high crescent lunge. Back heel lifts, front knee stacks. Hips and shoulders are square. Plant your hands, send it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ooh, breathe, let that go. Now slowly roll forward. Come into your high plank, lower all the way down to your belly. Good work, guys. We're not done. We're just taking a little bit of a break. Now plant your left hand underneath your left shoulder. Untuck your toes. Bring your right arm out to your right side, palm face down. Keep your wrist in line with your shoulder. Find your scorpion chest stretch. Roll, so send this left sole of your foot up to the ceiling. Roll over to your right side. Take the sole of your left foot to the right side of your mat. Now option to stay here. Option to bend both knees, both legs straight. Whatever works for you. Find a bind to the small of your back. Work your hand to your wrist. You want to keep your wrist in line with your shoulder. Inhale, slowly come back into your midline. And then switch it out. Plant right hand underneath your right shoulder. Extend left arm out to your left side. Send the sole of your right foot up. And then roll over to your left. Relax your head, your neck, and your jaw. You can also place a block underneath your ear to bring the ground up here if this is too much. Inhale, come all the way back into your midline. Plant both hands underneath your shoulder. Tuck your toes under. Now, reverse plank. So lift up to a plank. See if you can use your core here in one fluid motion. Now hold it here, tuck your pelvis under, belly button in, hips are stacked to your shoulders. Find your leg sweep. So take your right toe, keep your right leg straight in line with your wrist, send it back, high plank. Switch it out. Left leg sweeps to your left wrist, leg is straight, send it back. Alternate right to left. Feel the core engage. Give me 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lift all the way up, downward facing dog. Whew, let that go. All right, guys, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Thumbs close together, step or jump, Malasana Yogi Squat. You've been here before. Now we're just working on birds of paradise from your Malasana. So you can stay here, keep opening up through the groins, through the hips. Otherwise, drop your right shoulder, lift your hips, right hand plants back behind. Open up left side body, and work for your half or full bind. You've got the full bind, squeeze shoulder blades together. Now, turn your left toes in. Step your right foot closer in. Come up onto your right tippy toe. Load into your left leg. Hinge from your hips. Lift up with the core. Stack shoulders back. Option for the final extension. Beautiful. Breathe. Hold your breath. Work your way back the way you came. Step your right foot back to a 45. Left foot turns out to a 45. Lower your hips, release your bind. Find your Malasana. Whew. I don't know which one I like better. I don't know if I like coming in from the extended side angle or from the Malasana. Malasana is harder for some, but it could be easier for you. So let's switch it out. Drop your left shoulder. Reach back behind your left ankle and draw your left hand back behind. Lift your hips, right arm reaches up, work for the bind. Now this time, turn your right toes in, load into your right leg, step your left foot closer in. Come up onto your tippy toe. Hinging from your hips, squeeze shoulder blades together, lift up. Good, option for the extension. One more breath. Exhale, come back the way you came. Just plant your left foot down, right foot turns out. Release your bind, lower down Malasana. Woo, good job, guys. Now just come all the way onto your backs. Hug your knees up into your chest. Breathe, give yourself a big hug. Maybe rock side to side. I'm a sweaty mess. It's hot in here. You have one more breath. Go ahead and lower the soles of your feet down just outside your sitting bones. Your knees are up. Now, find your bridge pose, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Reach back, make sure your heels are close enough to your sitting bones. Knees are about hip width distance. Now ground through all 4 corners of your feet. You can bring your hands out to the side and just lift your hips up. Option for your bound bridge. Interlace your fingers to the small of your back below your shoulder blades, or shoulders underneath your shoulder blades. Breathe. Go ahead and release your bind if you've got it and lower your hips all the way down. Take your feet outside your mat, knock your knees side to side like windshield wipers, let that go. Now hug your knees into your chest, rock and roll front to back, all the way into a seated position. Now, just extend your legs straight to the top of your mat, ground through your sitting bones, belly button pulls in the spine. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Hinging from your hips, lead with your torso to the top of your thighs. Now you can bend your knees as much as you need to if this is too much, and just walk your hands down the outside edges of your legs to the blades of your feet. If you have a strap or a towel, wrap around the blades of your feet and walk down your midline. Hinge from your hips, lead with your torso. Wherever you feel tension, just pause and breathe. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to deepen. If you need an extension, take blocks past your feet, or you can elevate your heels. That feel good. One more breath. Inhale, slowly come back up. Find your Baddha Konasana, bring the soles of your feet together. Knees out wide, interlace your fingers to the blades of your feet. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, slowly lower back down. Inhale, slowly come all the way back up. And then exhale, extend your legs. I'm gonna face you guys. So hug your left knee into your chest. Bring your heel in line with your sitting bone. Create space with your inner foot to the inside of your right thigh. Now plant your right hand outside your right hip. Lengthen, extend, reach. Left arm reaches up. Exhale, Vinyasa A. Wrap to the inside of your right foot with your left hand. Keep your shoulders square. Option for Vinyasa B. Go ahead and work for your bind. Keeping shoulders square. Go ahead and release your bind. Plant your right hand back down. Take your left hand to the outside blade of your right foot. Now if this is too much, you can always grab the outside of your shin. You can bend your knee as much as you need to. Inhale, lift your right leg. Now reach your right arm back behind. Find a twist in your spine. Take your gaze back. Inhale, sweep your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Draw your leg closer to your forehead. Breathe. Exhale, slowly lower down. And then just switch it out. So extend your left leg. Bring your right heel in line with your sitting bone. Create space between your groin or your inner thigh with your inner foot. Plant your left hand down, reach your right arm up, extend, lengthen, exhale, Vinyasa A. Or find your Vinyasa B, work for the bind. Keep your shoulders square. Go ahead and release your bind, plant your left hand back down. Take your right hand to the outside blade of your left foot. Now bend your knee as much as you need to here, and then lift your left leg up. Reach your right arm back, or left arm back behind, and then twist in your spine, gaze back. Sweep your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Can you lift up a little further? It's okay if your knee is bent. Exhale, lower back down. Good work, guys. Now just come all the way onto your backs. Find Apanasana when relieving pose. Give yourself a big hug. And then work your way into a happy baby. Send the soles of your feet up. Draw your knees down. Plug your shoulder blades back and down. Option to rock side to side. Make your baby happy. You can add any movements, any extensions to the leg. And now just bring your knees into your chest. Find a supine twist over to your right. Bring your arms out to a T. Draw both knees over to your right side. Gaze to your left. Work to keep your shoulders grounding. Inhale, come all the way back into your midline and then switch it out. Draw both knees over to your left, gaze to your right. Keep your shoulders grounded. back into your midline. And just extend your legs all the way up to the ceiling. Find your legs up the wall pose. Surrender into your upper body. Bend your knees if you need to. Try not to make any tension in your body here. Allow the surrender to happen. Now, option to stay here. Option to come into an inversion of your choice. You have plow pose, deaf man's pose, shoulder stand, whatever works for you. If you want to come into a heart opener, you can work your way into a wheel or fish. Whatever's in your practice. I'm going to choose plow. Now slowly work your way back to legs up the wall. And then using your core for control, slowly lower your heels all the way down to the top of your mat. Once your heels touch the top of your mat, find yourself a good morning stretch. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Point your toes to the top. Inhale, completely fill up your lungs. Audible exhale, let that go. Slowly allow your hands to fall out to the side, palms face up. Close your eyes and come into your final Shavasana. When you're ready, swiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring life back into your body. Inhale, completely fill up your lungs. Audible exhale, let that go. Let's do that again. Inhale, completely fill up. Audible exhale, release. Slowly work your way into a fetal position, either on your right or your left side, your masculine or feminine energies, your sun, your moon, your Pingala or your Ida. And then slowly work your way up to an easy seated pose, crossing at your ankles, lengthening through your spine, sitting up tall. Now inhale, arms reach all the way up. Take all that good energy, bring it down into your heart center, your heart space, your fourth chakra. Inhale your confidence, your self-love, your self-acceptance. And then exhale all your fears and doubts. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.